Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Study options. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates.
Israel-Palestine war. Israel strikes Syria. Netanyahu says Hamas must be crushed like Islamic State. The Ministry of External Affairs, MEA, has announced the forthcoming repatriation of approximately 230 Indian citizens from Israel via a chartered flight scheduled for Friday. This initiative, known as Operation Ajay, was launched by India to assist the return of its nationals who desire to return home. The motivation behind this operation stems from the recent escalation of hostilities in the region, marked by a series of bold attacks on Israeli towns by Hamas militants during the weekend. MEA spokesperson, Arindam Bagchi, conveyed during a press briefing on Thursday that the chartered flight is anticipated to arrive in Tel Aviv later in the day. With the initial group of around 230 Indian citizens set to be flown back to India on Friday. He further stated that the situation is being vigilantly monitored. Regarding the attacks carried out by Hamas on Israeli cities, Bagchi emphasized that India unequivocally categorizes them as acts of terrorism. Israel said there would be no humanitarian break to its siege of the Gaza Strip until all its hostages were freed. After the Red Cross pleaded for fuel to be allowed in to prevent overwhelmed hospitals from turning into morgues. Israel has vowed to annihilate the Hamas movement that rules the Gaza Strip in retribution for the deadliest attack on Jews since the Holocaust. When hundreds of gunmen poured across the barrier fence and rampaged through Israeli towns on Saturday. Israel bombed Gaza overnight, saying it had targeted an elite Hamas unit that led the deadly weekend attacks, while the U.S. Secretary of State headed to the Middle East to show solidarity with Israel and meet Arab leaders including Palestinians. The International Committee of the Red Cross said it was in touch with both Hamas and Israel about the hostages. Israeli military says death toll now 1,200, more than 2,700 injured. Scores taken hostage. The death toll in Gaza has risen to 1,200, with around 5,600 wounded, Palestinian media reported, citing Gaza's health ministry. Israel has put Gaza under total siege to stop food and fuel reaching the enclave of 2.3 million people, many poor and dependent on aid. Hamas media said electricity was cut after the only power station stopped working. About 340,000 were homeless in Gaza, huddling in UN-designated shelters or shattered streets. Israeli shelling hit southern Lebanese towns in response to a fresh rocket attack by Hezbollah. Israel's military indicated that it would not publish the number of interceptions of Palestinian rockets from Gaza, as it usually does. It was concerned that such information would help Hamas. Hamas militants holding Israeli soldiers and civilians hostage have threatened to execute a captive for each home in Gaza hit without warning. There was no indication Hamas had carried out its threat. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe to our channel. Keep supporting us.